Game number 1 in our second semi-final, everybody. So bounties are on the table now as we go into our series between the dudes and the enjoyers. And honestly, if you would have presented me with this pairing, let's say in the first round of the tournament, right? First match of the day, I would probably have given the advantage to the dudes. The enjoyers are obviously a team that have been around for a long time. They're strong. But with the performance that we've seen from the dudes just lately, I was really impressed. I mean, Ultralisk is not playing there today. They have some subs that they're playing with. Gia and Ixia are actually subbing in for them. But they have been just doing overall a fantastic job. And I would have probably told you, okay, they are likely the favorites for this one. The Enjoyers, on the other hand, just went up against the Exodia stack in the quarterfinals, and they, I don't want to say demolished them, as I go exaggerating things a bit, but they won the series, and they kicked the Exodia stack out of the 4th qualifier. So I am very hyped to see how this series is going to develop. Now, again, if you're unfamiliar with the tournament, we are currently in the Murky Cup. This is the 4th qualifier. We have 6 qualifiers in total. Teams can participate in as many as they want. They gather points as they move through the bracket. And at the end of the qualifiers, the top 6 teams in the leaderboard that have the most points will move on to the playoffs. Thanks to I Can't Wait, who is sponsoring this tournament, we have a big prize pool, $2,000, that gets split between $1,000 for the top teams and $1,000 for the bounty pool. So bounties, again, I give you a quick idea here. Bounties can be played by the teams in order to get themselves tickets for that bounty prize pool. And then at the end of the tournament, we're looking at how many bounties were completed in total, how many bounties did each team complete, and then based on that, you will get your share out of that pool. So, with that said, the question, of course, now is A, do we get bounties, and B, which team is going to move on to the grand final, to the best of 5 series. This is still a best of 3. Now, heroes can also only be played once within a series. We have a draft restriction on that. So if a hero gets played, can't be played again in the same best of 3 or best of 5. Which, of course, is going to have an impact on what heroes you're going to see as the series progresses. Diablo is a quick pick for the Enjoyers. And then Blaze and Hanzo on the blue team side for the dudes. Who, again, are playing with subs today. So that's something to always throw out. That is not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of these guys have obviously played with each other, so getting a sub in is sometimes also making yourself a little bit less predictable for your opponent. But sometimes things just don't flow properly. They already knew that from the start, so also fine. We get Leo and we get Anduin now. So Diablo and Leoric for Infernal Shrines. Diablo just ping-pong everybody around on the shrine, trying to get that wall stun going. Leo for the side lane control, also for all of the AoE on the objective itself. Blaze, similar spot as a side laner, and it's going to have a similar role, with Gia playing Hanzo for now. And a bit curious what we're getting from, for example, Banana Age now. Banana Age's pick is probably the one that I'm the most interested in. I mean, traditionally he's always been playing support in all of the top level games that he's been playing in. But lately, every single team that he's been playing for, he kind of insisted to play damage. So I'm not 100% certain which role he's going to fill now in this context. Ana gets banned just because of that. Against Banana, you're banning Ana, because if you don't ban Ana against Banana, then it's gonna get bananas, because Banana's Ana is pretty bananas. So it's always safe to ban Ana against Banana. But they don't know if Banana is actually going to play Ana, because Banana might not even play heal. So there's that. Might be Ixia. But they find themselves in the same spot is what I'm saying. They're still guessing a little bit, okay, which role is he actually going to play here for the team. Ixia looks Brightwing in. Very likely that Banana Age is going to play actual damage. So that's what it looks like. Which you can also obviously more or less assume here. But yeah, so far so good. So, leaves us with a final double pick here for, oh, Chromie. Okay. Chromie and yeah, so they have their burst damage. A little bit more AoE would do them well. Oh, but they're going for Tracer. They're really trying to take some heroes down, don't they? So, yeah, they're gonna go for some aggressive hero play, trying to win the team fights. That leaves us with Banana Age as the final pick in this best of 3 series. And they need more damage as well. They already have Hanzo, but that's definitely not going to be enough. So we need another damage dealer for the blue team. And the only question that still remains to be answered is, what is Banana going to do? Mage, a bit more AoE, would also be kinda nice. Probius! Okay, they're gonna swap. Ixia's gonna play his Probius. Look at that. Ixia is known for his Probius plays, so they're going for a bounty in game number 1. The dudes with the Probius bounty as we're heading into Inferno Shrines. It is time for our first Probius in the Murky Cup. Over on the left, we have the dudes with Probius being played by Ixia. Again, he is known for his Probius performance. I just didn't think that they would bust that out in game number 1 already. Gia on Hanzo and Gavlo on Muradin for the blue team, with Bloodcool on Blaze at the side lane, and Banana H is playing Brightwing. Over on the right side of the map, the Enjoyers now with Lavakal on Anduin. We have the red team playing Chromie, played by Alvaros. We have Arian on Tracer, twice on Diablo, and Itrax on Leoric. So, I'm still blown away with how many teams, or how willing teams have been throughout all of this to go for bounties, and it's honestly a real blast. It is so much fun to just watch all of this, and it's very, very cool. So, as you can tell, right now, all the teams are hoping to get bounties completed, to get a big share out of that bounty pool. We have Murky bounties completed, we're seeing Probius now in action, so they're really trying to go through the entire board, specifically in the context of the qualifiers, which make it a bit more forgiving if you lose because of a bounty, because there's so many qualifiers that you can participate in that you essentially always get another chance. So that plays a big role with this, for sure. And yeah, we'll see how far they are going to go here, but Probius is going to get interesting. Now, the problem with Probius already in this context is just simply that we have 2 heroes that can make the probe's life a living hell. And that is the burst damage from Chromie if anybody is getting a stun or a slow on Probius. And then you got also Tracer as an additional follow-up. So this could become problematic very, very quickly. It's a squishy after all, but then again, Ixia has made it work in the past, and we're going to find out if he can make it work again. So right now, yeah, big fight actually. Very big fight, and they're trying to go for Banana H. Brightwing is a bit low, good jet propulsion though from Blaze. But there's the damage, this is exactly the problem. Chromie takes aim and hits a couple real hard and nearly takes him on. Gavlo has to pause the map here. Not sure if they have any kind of problems with connection. Doesn't seem like anybody dropped out of this, so maybe it's just a bit of a voice issue that they're currently running into. But either way, when it comes to the coordination efforts, they need to be careful. That last fight, when everybody was just fully clumped up, was starting to become very problematic for them. So if in that situation you are giving Chromie too much of a chance, then even if she doesn't get the kill, Tracer is going to follow up on that and murder you very swiftly. Gavlo, Bloodcool, Ixia. So now that whatever the situation was is resolved. Or not. Well, that was a bit of a meme. Thought that they were able to fix whatever the problem was, but apparently it still is a thing. Okay, we have just mini pauses here. Let's stop with that. Anyways, so by now, cams are of course starting to become the focus as the teams are roaming through and attempting to get their Khazras. Anduin together with Chromie are already trying to take the first one here. But level 4 starts to kick in for the blue team. They're actually going for their own camp over on the left side as well now. So the next one about to be taken. Top side, Leo against Blaze, most of the time at least. That's the battle that we're seeing there. And not a single kill yet in this game. I mean, this is just starting us off. This is still a single elimination bracket, so there is no lower bracket, no losers bracket that would give you a second chance if you don't make it. You can always participate in the next tournament, but yeah, that obviously could become a bit of a problem if not everybody can participate and if we play with subs again, which we're already seeing here, so yeah. But short and quick qualifiers for the teams makes it also a little bit easier on the players when it comes to time investments. But at the end of the day, that comes with the risk that you really have to perform in these games, or you're going to drop out of the tournament early and you don't get too many points for that leaderboard. Now, most of the teams that we're seeing here in the semifinals are, of course, over the course of the last 3 tournaments already, gotten some nice points together, and I don't want to say guaranteed, but in a really good spot to at least secure themselves a position in the playoffs. It's always important that you actually place high, simply because if you do, then it also means you have an easier start into the playoff bracket and an easier way around that. Then we are of course going to look at way more best of 5s as well, whereas qualifiers are mostly best of 3s, the playoffs will be best of 5s, and we're going to have a lower bracket too, so double elimination system as per usual. First objective here, yeah, well, Brightwing is down. Oh boy, 8 hit points. What? Okay, Ixia, 8 hit points and he actually survives. Check that one out. Runs straight into Chromie, which I've been talking about ever since this game started, and somehow survives with 8 hit points. I mean, that's ridiculous. Look at this. Might have been down to 7 at some point. So, yeah, that's just flat out crazy. He's able to make it, doesn't die, but the objective will, as a result, be claimed by the red team. So they have the Frozen Punisher. No problem for them to grab that now. And it's of course a big one. And since they destroyed most of the wall already, that's another issue that they now have to deal with. You got a Frozen Punisher against you. You might even lose your fort at the top if the opponent is willing to push. Currently they only have 3 heroes that are making the move for it. But it's gonna take a ton of damage. For sure, yeah. It's going to take an enormous amount of damage there. So right now we have them forcing the fight again, or at least trying to. Tracer's moving towards the top. Gavro has to actually be careful. Yeah, they're getting a wall stun. There's the bomb connected. Oh, and even the Punisher nearly chipped in on this. Even the Punisher was nearly a part of that that action and could have led to a kill. But they're working that fort down heavily. So it's nearly destroyed here. They weren't exactly able to get a quick kill, but that's still pretty big. Probius, by the way, with tower defense on level 7, has gone for the shield capacitor as the level 4 talent. We're now having Blaze at the bottom, Hanzo sitting in the middle, and still both of the teams working on level 10 and trying to get a dominant position in the game here, which so far hasn't happened for either one of them. But Diablo and... Blaze and Leoric are currently still playing out that bot lane. And yeah, Atrax is going for the next camp. They're actually trying to also take the one on the left side now. So the red team is playing this, I don't want to say greedy, but they're going for 2 camps at the same time. They can always rotate over. I think that Leo is going to soon get some extra attention from the opponent though. But he gets the camp in time, so not really that big of a problem, I suppose. But level 10 abilities are kicking in on both sides. That means we're getting the pylon overcharge now for Probius. So he locks his ult in. All of that just happening in time for the next objective. So Punisher number 2, we're going to see a big battle for that. The top 1v1 still continues. Single kill! They're 7 minutes in nearly, we only have a single kill. It might change now though. They go for Muradin again. Barbecue play, Probius even dropping low. But all of them are again retreating without a single hero falling. So we have seen 1 kill in this entire game so far. I suppose this will change as we are going for objective number 2. But, well, as I said, right now, none of that ongoing. So, Leoric at the top, still against Blaze. There's a bit more pressure against the blue team. At least structurally, what we're seeing. So, he still wants that forward, and for good reason. Attack in the middle against Probius. Ixia eats some damage, but is still fine. Or is he? That Entomb is a problem. Didn't quite catch him, but still blocked his path. That was a nice thought there from Leoric. That could have been a kill. Yeah, they could have definitely killed him there. Just a little bit more, block that path completely, and all of a sudden Probius is gone. So there was a chance there. Could not quite make it work, but they got real close. Now we go into the next objective, and this is where I would expect Fireworks and one of the teams to pull ahead. I mean, Diablo is already in position. Twice is ready to bump some heads into walls. Light Bomb as a follow-up likely going to be there either for him or for Tracer, who's, by the way, now at the bottom of the map trying to make a play for Gia. but connects a bomb, but it's not enough damage to have any real consequence here just yet. So instead, they're going for the big fight. Leo is dead. Leo goes down. Bunker and blue team is actually doing okay here. They're getting a jet propulsion stun also against Diablo, so that's another big one. It's a kill for a kill now as Leoric has fallen. Damage output is slowly starting to increase, and it's actually Probius as the top damage for the blue team. 28,000 for Chromie. 30 stacks to 16. Diablo has to be rescued again. And it's the blue team that does the work. The dudes are about to win this one. They're getting the next objective. Only 5 minion stacks remaining, and they're grabbing it. So good from them. Yeah, neat little play. And they are the ones to get the objective and maybe even the fort in the middle if they can properly push this out. So the dudes again in a bit of a lead with Probius, I might add. They get a kill against Leoric too. Maybe they're able to complete the Probius bounty as well. I mean, we're jumping ahead here slightly, but they have a level 13 talent advantage and they got the Punisher in the middle. So there's a lot of nice tools that they're currently using, as Diablo's using the Light Bomb for another quick stun, trying to help with defense. Blaze is at the top, so there's no 5-man anymore here in the middle. But they get the fort regardless. So the fort is destroyed. That's gone. Blaze is getting extra experience for the team up at the top. Finally, both with level 13 talents. But all in all, it's a pretty nice play from the blue team. Dudes have maybe initially, when they lost the first Punisher, suffered a bit at the top, and I guess that fort will still be destroyed eventually. But that second one made more than up for it. They take the fort out, they have now momentum, they have a 1-level lead, bit ahead in kills. Nothing insane that's going to guarantee them victory here, but they're definitely making moves into the right direction. And Leo has not chosen his level 13 yet. Leo has not made a choice yet. Also kind of interesting. Topside fort, by the way, has now finally been destroyed. I mean, it was inevitable that that would happen. So now they're grabbing that. 16 will be the next level for the blue team. So we're talking about a talent advantage again for a pretty decent window. Yep, now everybody is still just moving around here a bit in an attempt to see what else they can now pull off. Specifically, of course, with the next objective in mind, but also with all of the forts that come with it. Because at the end of the day, what you're of course going to try and do is take a few more forts out. If you can pull that off, then it essentially just means that you can, for example, deny a fountain to your opponent. Make sure that they don't have a chance to work on around any of that. We're not there yet, but hey. 2 forts have been destroyed. 1 on each side. And the objective spawns in the bot lane, so they're still, again, still fine. Both teams still have chances to do that thing. Probius also with the wave clear. Yeah! That's gone on 60 now into the Quantum Entanglement. We have Probius with 28,000, then the siege damage that comes with it. So, also pretty nice. But the 16 talent gives them a bit of a lead that they can now use to try and take another one out. So they're already on the way to try and make a bit of a play here. I mean, let's see. It's kind of the moment that they've been trying to fight for. Get another fort. This is actually pretty good. Taking that fort, I've just been talking about this fort. I didn't think they would be able to do that with the small window where they had the level 16 advantage. But they've actually pulled it off. So now the forts that I mentioned earlier and the fountains are all gone on their side. Which means the next objective is actually really nice for the Crankle crew. I did not think they would be able to take all of that out. So, nicely done. Yeah, much better done than I expected them to, I have to admit. That was pretty sweet. That was well played. It's gonna be, even with level 16 talents now available on both sides, this is gonna be a big one for them. So, well, let's see how much they can do on the objective, if they can lock that one in or not. Right now, we already have them getting into position slowly on this. Diablo wants to crack some heads. Gets stunned. Jet propulsion, Stormbolt, all on him. They're trying to work with Probius on the sides, and the cannons that he drops down. But, another quick stun from Diablo. Follow-up attempts. Light bomb with Tracer. Tracer gets also instantly attacked, and there's the barbecue after the entomb. And Probius is down. That was a great kill. Probius entombed and then barbecued by Diablo. melted down into scrap metal. Leoric has also fallen, and if they can get another kill against Diablo, for example, that would be great. But he went into a full-on sustain build, basically, with the debilitating flames here now as well. So with a Firestorm, he survived for ages. There's only 2 more stacks missing until the red team is getting the objective. They're definitely going to get the Punisher. But they might now lose Chromie. Alvaruz, there's no might about it. Alvaruz goes down, so the Punisher is indeed taken. But they're chasing them hard. Gavlo missed the Stormbolt on the other side. But they're not done yet. Leo's at least back. It's the Drain connected. Tracer's trying to go for it too. And there's also the Punisher who starts jumping onto Blaze. Diablo's back in. Bloodghoul. Okay, he gets out. There is a camp at the top lane though. This is a problem. That fort might fall. So while the red team is trying to get the damage done at the bottom of the map and is doing okay here, the top side is also suffering. The top side fort will fall too. So down, the next attack is coming through. Diablo loses his soul stacks as he dies. And I guess they might still be able to defend this. They're taking the minions out quickly, and now it's only the Punisher that's standing. And at the top, yes, you guessed it, the fort has fallen. So this situation is actually better for the blue team. They again pulled ahead on this. Right. So they got another lead thanks to the circumstances that they find themselves in here. They set the camp up at the top. Set themselves up for success, lost the objective, still got a few kills around it, and then they made the play right here to ensure that they, you know, would still have a structural advantage. All of the forts are now gone on the red team side. Next objective is spawning in the middle, and they're poking out the bottom of the map fairly easily. So, Probius heading towards level 20 with the rest of the blue team. Not the top damage dealer anymore. Hansa has taken over with 50,000, but still 42k. That's better than anybody else on the side of the red team with the exception of Chromie. It's more than Tracer. A lot more than Tracer. Who's, by the way, one of the few heroes on... or one of the 2 heroes on the red team side that hasn't died yet. So, yeah. Tracer still fighting through all this. Muradin. Yeah, Leo, careful. If he walks in there, that might be another kill. Muradin was just waiting for that storm. There's a little bit of a bait with a camp that they have not taken yet. But they also want to time it. But if anybody dares to just walk over and check what's going on there, they might actually fall. Leo gets the bot. Some of the storm bolts that Muradin throws out are kind of cute, I gotta say. A little bit funny. So, Leo takes the bottom fort out. Is still going to try and hard. He's actually going to get away with this too. Good for him. Gia is going to be too late. Yeah. Very close, but he's too late. Just a tiny little bit. Still counts though. But alright. So, right now, the next objective spawns in the middle. Same situation as before. There's no fountain left any longer for the red team on the right side of the map. So, problematic, as mentioned. And level 20 is now available. That gives us the Probius Loop, which is, that's a funny talent name, I gotta say. Probius Loop, it is kind of cool. And also, as usual, Bullseye, Rewind, Invisible Friends for Brightwing. But the red team is going to get their Storm Talents, yeah, just in time for the next big fight too. So, yeah. 5 kills to 2. Not really a kill-heavy game. 7 kills in 17 minutes. Given how the other games went so far in the tournament, that's not really a whole lot. So, yeah, 20 kicks in. That gives us, for Anduin, as usual, a Sensor. We have Buried Alive from Diablo, Leoric, and Diablo very likely gonna go for Hellgate, I guess. I mean, anything else would be a bit of a surprise here. So the mobility with that, especially if they are still trying to use Light Bomb with him, will actually shock me a bit. But, well, we'll see. Objective is up. First lead for the blue team. Not a big one, but still. Trying for another one. Hellgate not in yet. Maybe he changes his mind. Nope, there's Hellgate. Wall stun. And it's party time again. So, first wall stun is already out. Now it's time to see what else they can do here. One hit after another. Barbecue! And Anduin and Hanzo died at the same time. Anduin and Hanzo both eliminated. Quest completed for Leoric at least. Oh, and the damage output. Look at Chromie. 12 hit points! Alvaros had 12 hit points, and then Chromie gets finally targeted properly and dies. 25 to 33 stacks on the objective, so at least there they're doing a bit better. But can the red team really win this? Leo is trying, and he's getting his team insanely close, and they get it again. They are only on the map with 3 heroes, but they're able to take the objective. That must be a little bit frustrating for the blue team now. They got 2 heroes destroyed, they get really far on this, and then, well, that happens. So, yeah, bit of a nuisance. But hey, it is what it is. They gotta defend this first. Their fort is still standing. But as you can imagine, I highly doubt that they're gonna be happy about that. If they win the objective there, it's likely a keep on the other side that falls. So we're now 19 minutes in. Those bad boys are gonna get stronger and stronger. Probius is dealing with the bot lane and all of the AoE that they have to try and take the minion waves out. As they got to. But yeah. It's starting to get a little bit wild here. On the objective, at least, the red team is doing way better in every single team fight. Yeah, they're always a little bit ahead on the objective. Use Leoric, for example. Even with Blaze trying to counterplay that on the other side, they are not able to do that. It's kind of funny, actually, in the context of Probius also being on their team. Usually with Probius, you bring that AoE too. You can see it on the siege damage there. Blaze with 160,000 and then Probius with 144k. So it's not like the probe doesn't have anything that they can contribute here. But not quite as much as they need. Yep. 3 deaths on Leoki. I started to activate his trade a little bit. Next objective is now at the top, and that's when nobody has a fountain this time. They're really just waiting for objectives at this point. In the semi-final. But yeah. Electric attack, twice, Itrax, alright, careful. They're going for Muradin, Muradin! And he's dead! Gets absolutely crushed. Chromie with a loop, and then Diablo also with a lightning breath, and that's the end of Muradin. 50 seconds until it's gone, and there is now the momentum for the red team. So, the Enjoyers. Finally a bit of momentum for them. 4 kills, 2-7. And they're starting to get a bit of a lead, I guess. If they take the fort out now, maybe lead's the wrong word, but they're definitely gaining momentum as they're now progressing through this. Taking the fort out puts them even in structures, more or less. And of course, with Muradin gone for another 20 seconds, they could have technically tried and make a bit of a play for the camp here. Maybe that's a bit too greedy. They didn't want to do that. Leo is still down at the bottom of the map, so the side lane push is ongoing. And they go for their own camp in the meantime over on the top right side. Next objective is spawning top side anyways, so these should be defeated fairly quickly. Yeah, but Leo is now escorted, 1 catapult over. I think whoever wins the shrine takes a keep. Always assuming that they're not losing half the team in the process, as we've seen in one of the battles earlier. That could still be the case here. But, Diablo! Nice! The Entomb as a follow-up! That was a neat little combo. That was sexy. Hanzo dies as a result, and they might even get Muradin, but that was pretty sweet. Check out as Diablo makes the play for Leo. Look at this. Stun and Entomb are absolutely perfect. Then they get all of the damage in, even with the heals. They're just fully committing to that kill, and they take down Hanzo. And now they have a 5 versus 4 as we're fighting for the Shrine and for the Punisher. So the Enjoyers with another damn good play. The coordination on this was top notch. It was frame perfect essentially. Leo making sure that he hits Buried Alive too. Hanzo had no chance getting away there. So now it's 5 kills to 7, and the Enjoyers are again on the move. Now, to be fair, we have also this going on in the middle. So, yes, Probius has pushed this out. They're getting some damage in at the keep wall, maybe even the keep itself if this continues. So they are making counterplays. But the Enjoyers are hoping to end the game here. They're hoping to get a kill, get the keep, and then go for gold. So they are doing what they can to, first of all, take that keep down quickly, but also looking for kill opportunities time and time again. already. Chromie again. They're going for Muradin. Wall stun and Tomb. And the bunker saves Muradin. What a jet propulsion. Oh my god. 3 heroes dead within a second. Yes, the keep is gone, but still, that was a massive, massive play. That jet propulsion was huge. Keep has taken damage open on the other side, but yeah, Muradin escapes into the bunker. Now look at the jet propulsion. Bam. Fully connects it, and then just everybody's gone. Just crazy. And now the blue team is crossing the map. Now they're moving over to the other side of the map in the hopes that they can end this. Brightwing gets a bit chased. They're still hoping to defend this easily. The keep is gone. And the blue team is now making moves to try and take the core out. Obviously, there's only one defender, and that's Diablo. He doesn't even have any soul stacks left. So he is doing his best to stay alive, but that's also a forlorn hope. 5-man team wipe, and that is game. That is the lead for the dudes in the semifinal. And they get the Probius bounty. Probius bounty completed for the blue team. GG. Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Well, Towers of Doom, map number 2, and I gotta say, the Enjoyers had a pretty good run on the first map, but the dudes, they just were able to win it. Really nicely done. Big defense against the Punisher push at the top lane, and then capitalizing on it, moving cross map and ending the game. So, yeah, very well played. Very good moves, and that is the lead in the series. And also completed Probius bounty. So when it comes to bounties completed, they are actually one of the best teams at this point. The blue team is completing bounty after bounty, and given the fact that they are now in the lead in this best of 3 series here at the semifinal, I would assume that they're going to try for another bounty. I mean, why wouldn't they? Now they're even in a spot where if they lose, they can play map number 3. Now for the Enjoyers, this must be a little bit frustrating because they definitely had a couple of good moments on the last map, but it just didn't really work out all that well. Towers of Doom is our map. The winner moves on to the grand final, which is the best of 5 series, and the loser drops out of qualifier number 4. We have 2 more qualifiers remaining, a Wednesday qualifier and a Saturday qualifier. Trying to spread that out as best as we can just to make it easier for the teams and the players to, yeah, play in some of them. They can always pick and choose. They don't have to participate in every single qualifier, but yeah, we'll see. So loser gets banned, and the final ban before we're heading into the first few picks. What are we gonna get there? I mean, they're targeting some of the frontliners right now, but yeah. In my head, I'm going through the list of potential bounties. I mean, here you have one of what they could still do. We're on Towers of Doom. We still have, of course, a couple of things that they could technically pull off. Night of Zagara has only been completed once in the entire tournament so far. We have a couple of teams. I think nobody completed the Convection KT. Neither the Twin Blades variant, which I think is going to be one of the few that might not be completed at all. Could still go for Gazlo, you know. Cho'Gall is a little bit of underplayed as well. So there's still options when we're talking about going for bounties and yeah, trying to get something done there, but yeah. Dehaka, quick first pick. So he's the first one that gets locked in on Towers of Doom. Obviously makes a whole lot of sense. Oh, Stitches and Junkrat. And if... a little bit torn here. If they pick Stitches, I have to check if they already completed the bounty with Stitches Alexstrasza. And they didn't. So they didn't complete Stitches Alexstrasza as a bounty. But I'm not so sure if this is really the map to do it, you know? Medivh against Stitches, instantly picked. Leyline is really good when he starts gorging people, but you can also use your portal. Oh, and together with Garrosh, that's of course also a very nice combo. So now you can actually supply a portal for Garrosh to go through and then start flipping people there. So, yep, not bad either. I am very curious if they are trying for Alexstrasza though. Because this isn't really your typical map where you think like, alright, Stitches Alexstrasza. It's more something that you would expect on Tomb of the Spider Queen, Infernal Shrines, you know, some of those maps where you also have a lot more lane rotation happening in the attempt to grab yourself some additional minion waves. I mean, you can do that on Towers 2 between the mid and the bot lane, but it's not really all that common. Usually the 4-man at some point starts to heavily focus on a lane, and it's your side laner that makes the rotation work instead. But I'm really just like fully in on that, what kind of bounty could they play, because they played one in game number 1, and they seem to be very eager to get a lot of bounties in the qualifiers, which we've seen so far. But we'll jump ahead. We are jumping ahead a bit. Falster gets banned, so no Gorge into Gust Isolation either. Some of these Gusts from the side as well with the angle have also been really nice in previous matches. So good ban. And it removes the global from the map too, so now when you're looking at Dehaka, he technically gets even more value for you. So that's pretty neat. That leaves us with the next double pick for the blue team. And I guess now we're gonna get a bit of a revelation. There she is, Alexstrasza, they do it. They actually do it. They go for Stitches Alexstrasza as a combo to lock another bounty in. Well, they still have to pick the talents, but I mean, at this point, I would be more than a little bit shocked if they didn't lock the talents in. So if they can get Stitches to that late game where he becomes that insane killing machine, that would be pretty fun, but yeah. Not the map that I expected them to use something like this. Anyways, I'm game. Gimme. Vala and Deckard Cain on the other side though, as we have the Enjoyers going full on for victory. And here comes Genji as the final pick for the dudes, for the blue team. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, map number 2, the lead currently goes to the team on the left. Can they make this a 2-0 victory and move to the grand final? Let's find out. Let's jump straight into Towers of Doom. The dudes are in the lead. They're hoping to lock in a 2-0 victory and then make their move. And we have a bounty attempt for them as well as we're going into the second map of the series. Hungry for more on level 1 for Stitches, and Alexstrasza is going to go for her Globe talent in a second as well. There we have it. Gavlo is playing Stitches for the blue team. We got Bloodcool on Hogger, Gia on Genji, Banana H on Alexstrasza, and Ixia is playing Junkrat. On the other side of the map, we got the Enjoyers with Arian on Vala. We have Alvaros playing Medivh, trying to protect her here. No double support, but they have Deckard Cain plus Medivh. Atriox is playing Dehaka, Lavakal and Deckard Cain, and Garrosh is played by twice. I guess technically it is a double support, but when we're talking about double support, we're kind of referencing, or we're referring to double healer compositions. So that's not quite what we're seeing here, but getting that extra shield and also the portal out is of course pretty helpful for Vala, no matter the circumstances here. But yeah, it's gonna be, it could be wild. Once that Alexstrasza completes her... So in case that you're not unfamiliar why exactly this is a bounty and what's the big deal about this. So Alexstrasza, once that she completes the level 1 quest, is going to spawn with every circle of life 1 globe, 1 health globe. And well, Stitches is increasing his hit point pool if he picks those up, and also the movement speed. So he can become an absolute murder machine. Or, well, not murder machine, but he can become insanely difficult, if not impossible, to kill in the late game if he consistently gets fed those globes. So you can get them through the mercenary camps, you can get them through the minion waves, and then also through Alexstrasza. So the combo of the two of them can be real powerful. But at least at the beginning, well, the Haka goes down at the top, so good for the blue team. Getting a kill after they just lost one of their own at the bottom of the map. Stitches in that case. So not really a lot of stacking just yet. But we'll see if these rotations that they're trying to execute are going to give them the globes that they need. And of course, they would love to get some extra mercenary camps as well. So, yeah. There we go. That's 2. Alexstrasza is a little bit late. Can't grab that. Keep an eye also on the stacks for Medivh. He's currently on 6. So it'll be a question of whether or not they can take him down as this continues. But, yeah. Right now, a few more globes that they can get at the bottom of the map. Junkrat! Yep, that's the end of Ixia. Nice, well done. So, they get a quick hit on him, quick connect. That's what Garrosh is for. If you have Medivh as well, then you can make this even more dangerous once that he continues. And damn, what is happening with the Haka at the top? Hogger is getting a solo kill now. Bloodcool channeling his inner Rayquaza and gets the kill on the solo lane, but not really good news for the Haka. That's the entire wall lost, and they're gonna get damage onto the bell tower too. So, whew, that's a little bit unfortunate. Leading experience, by the way, partly because of that as well. Genji is even moving to the top now. Means that they have a few less resources at the bottom of the map, but this is still working nicely for them. Altar phase is up. Globes are coming together for Alexstrasza and Stitches, albeit slowly. And they're again going for Atrax. Again, they're not immediately getting any additional kills here, but they are starting to threaten him once again. And also the bell tower. That thing is now at 50% HP. So, yeah, not that great. Oh, Valla at the bottom gets killed. That is 5% of the attack speed gone. That's unfortunate. That's not something that you want to have happen here. You wanted to stack. You don't want that to go on. Now they're trying to go for twice here. Again, not too many globes. Also an attack at the top as Alvaros gets attacked. He's still starting to stack, and he's at 11 stacks now. But they are trying to go for all 3 altars. Damn, they're really trying to go full... I mean, there's no way, right? Nah. Well, that's gonna shut it down. Hogger is trying to get out, but he loses a lot of hit points. So the attempt was there to go for a double or triple altar phase, but they're only gonna get 2, which is the norm. Again, you should be happy that you're getting 2 out of them. But now they're going for Stitches again, and he's gonna fall. Yeah. Gamaflow is dying quite a bit here. He needs those extra globes. He needs Alexstrasza to complete that quest as quickly as she can, so that he can work on that hit point pool and become that unkillable monster that we all know and love. Because currently he is very killable. As you can see, he is very, very killable. And they are happy to take him on whenever there's a chance. One of the problems, obviously, that comes with this too, is just simply the fact that, I mean, he has a huge hit point box. The man refuses to go on a diet, so he can't just simply sneak past a couple of heroes that are trying to block his path. And that is oftentimes the end of him, as we've already seen right here. Pumpkins are pushing in again. After the top bell tower on the red team side is taking a lot of damage and now trying to return the favor at the bottom of the map. 3 kills to 3. Again, this is not your traditional map where you would go for globe talents. So it will be a bit more tricky to get those globes. And it's not really a map, as I said before, where I thought we would see that. Now we have 10 stacks for both of them. For Alexstrasza, that's pretty nice. For Stitches, it's not really anything to mention yet. But the top side bell tower has now been taken. So that's a big lead for the blue team already. At least it will create pressure against them. So it's a bit unlucky for them. Hooks are coming out. Level 10 is also soon going to kick in. Once that we have 13, the hook range of course is going to get increased too for Stitches. But with the Haka running the global, it's kind of funny that they're actually behind by this much. So here's the ults. We're going to get Gorge. We are having Shockwave, Alexstrasza of course with Lifebinder. And they should get that altar for free. And Hogger is already taking it because there's no level 10 abilities on the other side. Right, Alexstrasza pops her ult. A bit early here. Did somebody fat finger or did I miss? Did I miss him dropping low there? No, another channel. They want to get both. There's level 10 now, so finally they can fight back. Stay a while. Get wrecked. Bloodcool with a nice double stun. Alright, Alexstrasza with the Dragon Queen. Stitches already at Gorge, but this is the beauty of playing Medivh against Stitches. You have a portal ready and Garrosh is immediately out of harm's way. Not even a chance to do damage against him. Stitches on the other hand gets body blocked again. Valla has by now more than 100 stacks. The 2 quest rewards on a level 1 talent are already kicking in. Medivh a bit low on his baseline stacks, but he's sitting at 15. And Dehaka trying to escape. Atrax might actually die. He gets a shield. Hogger gets thrown around. This is a bit of a chaotic fight, honestly. It's a very chaotic fight. It's all over the place, but nobody is really dying here. Quest is completed for Alexstrasza, so now we're starting to talk. Now Stitches can really work his level 1 stacks, get that movement speed advantage, and also a huge amount of max HP, which also allows him to get more out of Devour, since it procs off max HP. The Haka dies, and it is the dudes that are looking great again here. Yeah, Genji comes in. It's quickly stunned. Needs to be very cautious that he doesn't end up on the wrong side of that wall with his cooldowns low. But they're grabbing this. So it's now 22 against 36 points on the core after those plays. And again, Alexstrasza now can really feed Stitches. Stitches is gonna love that. So, yeah. That's a bit dicey. I'm gonna lie, a little bit worried for the Enjoyers. I really expected absolute fireworks out of the series, specifically after the Enjoyers took down the Exodia stack. But currently, it seems like the dudes are in full control of this. Games on Towers of Doom always change momentum or do in the late game when you have a team that scales well. So let's not forget about that. Vala, if she doesn't continue dying here, she will still have the Manticore synergy with the attack speed and maybe also do better on the level 1 quest. So she can stack that further. So there's a lot of things that they can still do once that Vala is in that spot. And the damage against Stitches is gonna probably be enormous. But now Pumpkin made it through at the top lane. And that puts the core down to 19. More than Pumpkin. It's actually an entire 3 that they got. So even more pressure. That top lane is a problem. It definitely is. The Haga's just losing it. Stitch is now at 18 stacks. So thanks to Alexstrasza, he gets more and more. And that's still the minion waves to consider as well. 20,000 damage for Junkrat. Vala's at 30k. Vala's on 30k damage already. So pretty good. But yeah, 4 kills to 3 now. There's level 13. That's the hook range increase that they've been waiting for the entire time. So now Stitches is even more dangerous. Medivh, again, Medivh is able to counterplay that a bit. But it's still something where you have to always play the cooldown game. Here comes again Gorge. Not too much that they can do. Well, actually, with Junkrat, maybe they can follow up here. So now the drag against Genji. Riptire, nice. Topside has been retaken, but Alexstrasza falls. Alexstrasza is taken. Genji wants to kill too. He's getting good damage out, but then gets taunted and killed. And that little play from Hogger just came too late to make a difference here. So, yep, nicely done. Look at that. Genji, I mean, again, he might have been able to get a kill. Looked close for a second, but then beautiful play from Garrosh again. Taunts him out. Hogger is too late, and then the kill happens. So Alexstrasza and Genji both fall. That allows the Enjoyers to finally fire a few more shots. 32 points to 19. So that momentum swing might just now happen. Yeah, and there it is. Another kill. RNG on the arrow. Well, actually at that point it was all alone. So the arrow kills Junkrat. That's another one eliminated. And so far so good, I'd say. After they retook their bell tower at the top right, they now claimed the one at the bottom left. And all of a sudden we're talking momentum. Towers of Doom is always a map where momentum carries everything in the late game. We have a 1 level lead, 2 for the red team. So they have really turned this one around. They've absolutely flipped it here. And, well, that might actually result in us going to game 3. I mean, this is still too early to tell, of course. Stitches is also still scaling, but he's scaling much, much slower now. Vala with damage, and they have such a problem with Garrosh, it's ridiculous. There's Lifebinder, they get the heal, well done. The hook doesn't connect though, but at least they were able to save Stitches. That's already worth a lot. That could have been a lot harsher. So, yeah. Anyways. Top side, they're not even going for the bell tower at the bottom of the map. They're just saying, you know what, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the bell tower at the top, then at least it's even when it comes to bell tower control, and then afterwards, once when we claim that, we can still start playing around the bottom of the map. So that seems to be the idea and the goal with all of this. And I mean, fair enough. 4 versus 4 situation. Bot lane is usually a bit more important because you have more mercenary camps that push through the bottom of the map. And if you get all of those pumpkins, you can do direct damage towards the core. So that's something to keep in mind. But Vala has now level 16. And this is where it gets dangerous. Stitches does not have the hit point pool that he would want right now. Shots are fired. 27 to 19, so we're slowly getting there. Stitches is at 30 stacks. Not horrible, but also not great. We'll get more for him, but yeah, we'll see. Vala is... she died once. 20% attack speed still remaining. That was a good one though. But Medivh is there. Yeah, that's the problem. There's the portal. Trying to body block him a little bit. Nice damage. And he might still get a kill. They're trying. Lifebinder keeps Hogger alive. Really good ult from Deckard Cain though. That hit 3 of them. Another hook, and this one doesn't connect. A couple of really cool plays on the other hand. They were trying to get the Garrosh kill, and they got very close on this one. But they still just barely missed out on it. Dehaka is using now his global prowess at the top. Down here, oh, Ixia gets out. But they got Kayn also with a lot of zone control that he's currently utilizing. They're trying to take the pumpkins out, and they can. 29 stacks actually for Medivh. Medivh did not get a lot of stack quests in this game. That hasn't had an impact. We're 13 minutes in, and he's still at 29. He could still complete it, of course, but you can tell that he has spent a lot of time also in Raven's form, just scouting out the Stitcher's position, just helping the team with portals, with shields, to make sure that they're not falling and not dying. And yeah, it's pretty alright. So, bottom bell tower is still being defended. They're currently sitting up at the top as we have a triple altar phase coming in, apparently aiming for 2 out of the 3. And thinking about potentially getting the ones at the top. Medivh has now also started to do his thing. Slowly coming through there. But yeah, first channel. Medivh, is he interrupting? So the team is coming in, but Banana Age has it already. So 4 shots are fired. Junkrat is on the way down to the bottom of the map. So it's 4 versus 4, but this one is going to pop them to 11. So yeah, that's going to be the next one. They're going to sit at 11 on this. Oh, well, actually, Dehaka takes it instead. Alright. Checking the minimap there. 4 kills to 6, 19 to 14. I mean, we are all of a sudden very even, and another move against Stitches, and this is the problem. Stitches has just no chance. The ley line isolates him from the rest of the team, and then we see that kind of play. So, a pretty big moves made, and that is kill number 7. And with pretty big moves, I mean, they really coordinate these attacks well. They had the ley line, shot Alexstrasza down, no life binder, Stitches got flipped. By the way, Garrosh, what a chat. That man is never skipping leg day. Lift from the knees, my friend, and he does. So big plays from Garrosh over and over again as he plays through this. Kill attempt over on the right side did not work out. So initially the game looked very, very good for the blue team. Now things have very much so changed. Actually, not quite yet. Leading experience is still there, but let's be honest, they're not that far behind. Bit behind in experience. I like that though. Going for the boss now. That's not too bad. Dehaka is also retaking the top side bell tower. So now they have to try and retake their own. Boss is about to be claimed. That's 4 more shots fired. And they sniff it out a bit too late. So now we're looking at 15 to 12 points. The problem of the combo for the blue team is still Medivh. Medivh has been playing this with portals. I don't think they got a single kill after a Gorge just simply because Medivh is always paying attention. And he's now at 33 stacks, so he himself is getting closer to his quest reward on the baseline. Vala is at 190, so she's not doing too bad either. Shots are fired from both sides, which means that we're now looking at single digits for the red team, so 11 to 8. The blue team is by no means out of this. But the combo that they're playing, the bounty that they're playing, can be really nice. You can scale very aggressively into the late game, but they just don't. They don't have a lot of... Stitches is just... He's not that strong. He doesn't have that massive hit point pool that you really want to have with that comp that helps you then in the late game to potentially win the thing itself. So that's the issue. That bell tower is also, by the way, about to be retaken. Bot lane is still being defended. So at the top they're trying to bait, I guess, Dehaka in a little bit. Yep, Dehaka gets instantly attacked. Defends, or at least tries to. Gets the isolation out against 2. Wants to shut down those pumpkins. They have only 7 points on the core right now. Atrax is very low. Gets stunned and killed. Pumpkin makes it through and they got the kill. So now we have 5 points. 5 points on the core. They take the bell tower back, but they're also mega low. One is trying to jump out. Gets... Oh, actually saved! And Vala might be in trouble. Leyline comes out. They got the level 20. Both of them do. So instead they go for Stitches now. Alexstrasza gets close. hungry Stitches. Alexstrasza is now in trouble. Look at that. Holy shit, Genji. Genji with a sick play here. and able to get the kill for them. That might have just won them the game. 11 kills to 5. 2 heroes are dead. Medivh nearly died. And now they're going for the bell towers. They got so much out of this. Stitches was caught, and hungry Stitches buys them enough time to get out Extraza in. Lifebinder comes through, and damn, now they're in the driver's seat. Top side is retaken, but here's the shots, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is game. A 2-0 victory for the dudes against the Enjoyers as they move on to the grand final. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Kaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Kaldor TV. Have a great day.